Good morning, good morning, good morning. While preparing for today's big interview, I came across some stories that I literally can't wait till tonight to tell you. So I'm coming on right now to tell you about 4 major stories that the mainstream media is not giving enough attention. Let's go ahead and jump into these. I hope this video finds you well. The first one is the Pentagon has failed an audit for the 7th time. So the federal government wants you and I to tell them every time we spend $600 on Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, and yet these guys can't even pass an audit for the U.S. military or the Pentagon. So let me go through this a little bit deeper. Now look at this. 17,000 auditors worked on auditing the Pentagon in 2024. 1,700 human beings. It cost the American taxpayer $178 million only to be told we don't have a clue how $824 billion was spent by the U.S. military. We have no idea where this money's going, who it's going to, how it's being spent. This is crazy. The Pentagon, this is a money laundering scheme, unfortunately, by our military. Now, this has nothing to do with the brave men and women that fight for our country, that defend our country. I'm talking about top military leaders and the deep state that is not elected, the unelected bureaucrats at the Pentagon. They are wasting our money. They are stealing our money. 1,700 auditors, $178 million of our money to be told we have no idea where $824 billion was spent. The Pentagon can now not account for over $3 trillion. This is absolute insanity, and we have got to take out the garbage. Take out the garbage. All right, let me show you the next story. You guys may have seen this one, but I thought it was really, really big. Did you know that new data coming out shows that Kamala Harris underperformed in every state that Joe Biden won? That every state except for where I live in Utah shifted more to the left, but she only won in states that don't require voter ID. This is why we have to have voter ID. This is why Elon Musk is saying we have to know who's voting in our elections, prove who they are, and then make them show an ID. You have to show an ID for everything. I mean, I couldn't even get a package from the post office without showing an ID. And now you get to vote for who's the American president, who's in control of the largest employer in the world, who's in charge of the best military in the world. Are you kidding me? So that has absolutely got to change. All right, now speaking of the military, this is just absolutely crazy. President Biden has authorized Ukraine and Zelensky to fire rockets into Russia. So they're going to use more U.S. taxpayer money to send more U.S. taxpayer-funded missiles to Ukraine and then give Zelensky and the Ukrainian military permission to fire into Russia. Now, what do you think is going to happen when they start hitting Moscow or St. Petersburg? Do you think that maybe Russia is going to retaliate on the capital of Kiev, even though at this point they have been pretty moderate about their attack on the capital? So these ATACMS missiles can fire hundreds of miles into Russia, and we're going to be shipping them over like they're candy with the blessing of using them to fire deep into Russia. This is so stupid. Now, listen, Zelensky over the weekend said that Donald Trump is not going to tell Ukraine what to do, that Ukraine is a sovereign nation and Ukraine will decide when this war is done. At the same time, Jake Sullivan of the White House said, before President Donald J. Trump takes office, we will send Ukraine every available tax dollar in order to continue to fight Vladimir Putin and Russia. Biden said he does not want to have this war escalate. And during an almost 3-hour meeting between Donald J. Trump and Joseph Robinette Biden, they talked about the Russia-Ukraine war being the thing that makes Donald Trump the most nervous. He said to him, I've spoken with Zelensky. I've told them we're pulling money, we're pulling weapons. You can buy our weapons, but this is a European war, and there will be no American blood and no American money. Biden said, I agree. You can do whatever you want when you're president. Trump also said, I am devastated and worried about the idea of World War III. So we've got to wrap this up. Biden said, okay. Trump said, this is my number one priority next to your disastrous border policy. So this was a 2-hour conversation, mostly about Russia and Ukraine. And within 5 days, Biden authorizes Ukraine to start attacking Moscow, St. Petersburg, and other parts of Russia. They are dragging us into war. The military-industrial complex, which controls Biden, Mitch McConnell, and others, they are dragging us into war. They want our children and grandchildren to fight Russian children and grandchildren. Hell no. Let me know in the comments, what do you think about this? To me, this makes me so mad. This war has dragged out for too long. Biden hasn't even spoken with Vladimir Putin in 2 years. And what Trump gets on the phone within a week of being the newly elected president and says, Vladimir, take a breath. No more people, no more Russians need to die. We can end this war. I will help you find an off-ramp to end this war. Do not escalate. 4 days later, Biden escalates and says, attack Moscow, attack St. Petersburg. So again, let me know what's going on. So we have people that are cheating in elections. They are trying to push for no voter ID because that's the only way that they can win. They are failing audits and money laundering like crazy. And now they're saying start World War III and attack Moscow, St. Petersburg, and any part of Russia with American money and American missiles. This is not going to end well. We need to get these clowns out of office and Donald J. Trump into office right away. We have got to take out the garbage. Look at this new shirt, you guys. 50 of you won one of these funny Trump shirts. You saw the other one with him blowing a bubble. Tomorrow, I'll wear another one, but we got to take out the trash. It's not recycle day. We don't want more of Biden and Kamala. We have a mandate with Donald J. Trump to end this war and make America safe and prosperous again. But how can we do that when we have Senator Mitch McConnell making things very difficult? Here's the last story not getting enough attention. So MAGA is angry at Senator Mitch McConnell for a couple of reasons. Number one, Mitch McConnell announced that he will not allow the Senate to approve Tulsi Gabbard, RFK Jr., Matt Gaetz, John Ratcliffe, Marco Rubio. None of these people are going to be approved, according to Mitch McConnell. He is saying absolutely no. There will be no recess appointments. He does not want Donald Trump to succeed. He does not want MAGA to succeed. Now, we need to get on the phone politely and patriotically and call this loser up and tell him to get Trump's people appointed. You are no longer the leader. You gave up that right. And we also need to call John Thune and then your own senator. People like Rick Scott in Florida are saying, oh, yes, we are definitely getting Trump's people approved. We have people like Mike Lee of Utah saying, hey, McConnell, remember that time you decided not to speak for Republicans anymore? You need to get the heck out of office. So we need Pete Hegseth at the head of the military, figuring out where the budget's going and avoiding war and preparing for a real war. We also need Matt Gaetz in there. We need Trump to be able to do his agenda. Now, the other thing that makes me very mad about Mitch McConnell, other than him trying to block all of Donald Trump's people, and you know why they do that? Because they will try to drag it out for 2 years, block Donald Trump and our agenda for 2 years. But on top of that, did you know that Mitch McConnell, people were donating to his PAC and to the Republicans, and he blocked them. Anybody that Donald Trump endorsed or backed, he blocked them from receiving any money from the Republicans. So the PAC that he's in control of and the Republican spending that he's in charge of, they blocked. Also, right now, in at least 7 different locations, including the Senate race in Pennsylvania, parts of Wisconsin, Georgia, North Carolina, California, and Texas, Mitch McConnell is doing nothing at all to make sure that the seats that we won stay with us. They are counting ballots. In Pennsylvania, they have said, we don't care that these are bad dates, no dates, or late dates. Even though the Supreme Court said that's illegal, we are counting them. And they literally said, everybody breaks the law at some point, so who cares? I promise you, once Trump is in office, these people will be investigated and people are going to jail. But Trump needs to speak up. Other Republicans need to speak up. And Mitch McConnell, who's in charge of all of it until January, needs to speak up. Well, I need to throw him in the garbage can. Get rid of Kamala, get rid of Biden, get rid of Mitch McConnell. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What do you think of these 4 stories? The one that makes me the most mad is Biden saying, attack Moscow and St. Petersburg, and then the fact that Mitch McConnell is proactively blocking Donald J. Trump and our will for the destiny of America. This guy is such a clown. All right, thank you for joining me. This channel can stay operating because of amazing sponsors. So let me tell you about one right now. Now, I hate to say this, that the US dollar is not as strong as it should be. In fact, under Joe Biden, it's lost 26% of its buying power. You feel it, I feel it. Meanwhile, inflation is still out of control and the cost of everything is up. Donald J. Trump is going to do everything he can to lower food prices, car prices, gas, utility prices, but he's got an uphill battle. So right now, you need to be thinking about gold and silver, because if you think about it, which is going to be more valuable 20 years from now, gold or the US dollar? Well, history tells us it is absolutely gold and silver. Now, my friends over at Colonial Metals Group, they can help you. They can help you by getting you a good deal on gold and silver so that you can protect your family, your wealth. You work so hard to make money, then the IRS takes it and they misspend it in foreign nations, on endless wars. Meanwhile, gold and silver will protect your wealth and will help you to make sure that you are protecting all of your hard work. Now, I want you to call my friends at Colonial Metals Group or reach out to them by going to colonialmetalsgroup.com/Stephen-Gardner or call them at 800-807-2143. I own gold and silver. I believe in gold and silver. Call them right now. All right, which of the 4 bothers you the most? Mitch McConnell, Pentagon failing the audit, the Democrats pushing for no voter ID, and the proof is Kamala only won states that have no voter ID, or the fact that the fact that Mitch McConnell is actively blocking Donald J. Trump and our will as the majority that won the election. Let me know down below which one. I love you guys and have a great rest of your day. I'll be back on. I'll see you on the next video.